Hello, and welcome to my channel. I may be a bumbling oaf, but I do know my history. In this video, we'll look at ancient history, from the construction of the Great Pyramid of Giza to the assassination of Julius Caesar. Ancient history covers a vast period of time, from the earliest human civilizations to the fall of the Western Roman Empire in 476 CE. Let's begin our journey through ancient history with some interesting facts about the period. The Great Pyramid of Giza, also known as the Pyramid of Khufu, or the Pyramid of Cheops, is the oldest and largest of the three pyramids in the Giza Plateau on the outskirts of Cairo, Egypt. Built as a tomb for the 4th dynasty Egyptian pharaoh Khufu, it is believed to have been constructed around 2560 BCE, with its original height of 481 feet, or 146 meters. It remained the tallest man-made structure in the world for over 3,800 years until it was surpassed by the Lincoln Cathedral in the 13th century. Despite being more than 4,500 years old, the Great Pyramid is still an impressive sight to behold and a testament to the engineering skills of the ancient Egyptians. Visitors can explore the pyramid's interior, including its king's chamber and grand gallery, as well as climb to the top of the pyramid for a panoramic view of the surrounding area. Cleopatra VII, the last active ruler of the Ptolemaic Kingdom of Egypt, lived from 69 to 30 BCE. She is believed to have been born in the city of Alexandria, which was then part of the Greek Ptolemaic Kingdom. Her father was Ptolemy XII, and her mother was Cleopatra VIII. Cleopatra was the first woman to rule Egypt independently, and she is believed to have been highly educated, speaking 9 languages, including Egyptian. During her reign, she formed alliances with several powerful Roman leaders, including Julius Caesar and Mark Antony. However, these alliances ultimately failed to secure her power, and she eventually lost control of Egypt to the Roman Empire. Cleopatra's story has been immortalized in art, literature, and film, and she remains one of the most famous and enigmatic figures in ancient history. The Hanging Gardens of Babylon were one of the ancient world's most spectacular structures, but their exact location and even their existence are still a mystery. According to ancient texts, the gardens were located in the city of Babylon, which is now in modern-day Iraq. They were said to have been built by King Nebuchadnezzar II around 600 BCE for his wife, Amytis, who missed the lush vegetation of her native Media. The gardens were described as a series of tiered terraces filled with a variety of plants and trees, watered by a complex system of pipes and pumps. However, there is no archaeological evidence of the Hanging Gardens in Babylon, leading many to believe that they may have been a figment of ancient imagination, or that they were misidentified ruins. Some scholars believe that the Hanging Gardens may have actually been located in another ancient Mesopotamian city, such as Nineveh or Ashurbanipal, while the true location of the Hanging Gardens remains unknown. Their beauty and complexity continue to captivate the minds of historians and travelers alike. Hammurabi's Code was the first known written code of law, established by the Babylonian king Hammurabi around 1754 BCE. It consisted of a collection of 282 rules or edicts, which covered a wide range of topics, including family law, property rights, business contracts, and criminal offenses. The code was written in the Akkadian language on a black stone stele, and is now known as the Code of Hammurabi. One of the most notable features of Hammurabi's code was its use of the concept of lex talionis, or the law of retaliation, which stated that the punishment for a crime should fit the crime itself. For example, if a person committed adultery, their punishment would be the same as if they had been caught in the act. Hammurabi's code was a significant development in the history of law, and it influenced the legal systems of many ancient civilizations, including the Israelites, Greeks, and Romans. It provided a basis for the concept of due process and the importance of equal justice under the law. However, it should be noted that Hammurabi's code was also very harsh and often brutal, with punishments such as the death penalty, exile, and torture being common. The ancient Egyptians kept their teeth clean by using a form of toothpaste made from ground-up animal bones, burnt animal fat, and pepper. This mixture was used to scrape away plaque and tartar, and the resulting paste was considered to be a form of toothpaste. Egyptians also used a liquid made from vinegar and mint to rinse their mouths and freshen their breath. Tooth decay was widespread among the ancient Egyptians, and even the pharaohs were not immune to it. However, their efforts to maintain good oral hygiene were still impressive and provide an interesting glimpse into the daily lives of the ancient world. The Olympic Games are a major international sporting event that originated in ancient Greece. The first recorded Olympic Games were held in the year 776 BCE in the city of Olympia, and they were dedicated to Zeus, the king of the gods in Greek mythology. The ancient Olympics were a religious festival that took place every 4 years and featured a variety of athletic competitions, including running, jumping, discus throwing, and wrestling. The Olympic Games were an important part of Greek culture, and they served as a way to promote peace and unity among the different Greek city-states. The ancient Olympics were also a time for celebrating the human body and its abilities, and athletes were often seen as heroes. However, the ancient Olympics were eventually banned by the Roman Emperor Theodosius I in 393 CE, along with other pagan rituals and festivals. The modern Olympic Games were inspired by the ancient Greek tradition and were revived in 1896. Today, the Olympics are a global event that brings together athletes from all over the world to compete in a variety of sports and showcase their skills and talents. Rome was founded, according to legend, in the year 753 BCE by Romulus, who killed his twin brother Remus after the two of them had been raised by a she-wolf. The story goes that Romulus and Remus were the descendants of the Trojan hero Aeneas, and they fled to Italy after the destruction of Troy. They then came across the area where Rome would eventually be built and decided to establish a settlement there. Romulus and Remus were initially at odds over the location of their new city, but they eventually agreed to build it near the Tiber River. After settling on a site, the twins needed to determine the boundaries of their new city. Romulus killed Remus during a disagreement over the matter. As the sole ruler of the newly founded city of Rome, Romulus then went on to establish many of the city's early institutions and customs. The legend of Rome's founding has had a lasting impact on Western culture and the city's identity. Although there is no historical evidence to support the story, it has become an integral part of Roman mythology and has inspired countless works of art, literature, and film. Julius Caesar was a Roman general and statesman who played a crucial role in the events that led to the fall of the Roman Republic and the rise of the Roman Empire. He was born in 100 BCE to a patrician family and rose to prominence through his military campaigns in Gaul, where he conquered territory and gained immense wealth and popularity. Caesar's growing power and influence made him both popular and feared, and he eventually became the dictator of Rome, a title that gave him absolute power and authority. However, his dictatorship was controversial and seen as a threat by many members of the Roman elite, including the aristocratic families of the Optimates and On March 15, 44 BCE, a group of senators led by Marcus, Junius, Brutus, and Gaius Cassius Longinus assassinated Caesar in the Senate. The assassination was motivated by a desire to restore the Roman Republic and prevent Caesar from becoming a king. However, it ultimately failed in its objective and led to the end of the Roman Republic. Instead, Caesar's adopted son Octavian, later known as Augustus, went on to become the first emperor of Rome and establish the Roman Empire. Julius Caesar's life and death have been the subject of numerous historical works and are still widely studied today. His military campaigns, political career, and tragic assassination continue to fascinate and inspire people around the world. The Colosseum was an enormous amphitheater in ancient Rome that was used for gladiatorial combats, animal hunts, executions, and other public spectacles. Construction of the amphitheater began in 70 CE under the Flavian dynasty and was completed in 80 CE. It was named the Flavian Amphitheater in honor of the ruling dynasty, but was later renamed to the Colosseum. The amphitheater was made of stone and concrete, and could seat around 50,000 spectators. It featured a variety of seating sections, including stalls for the general public, seats for the elite, and special boxes for the emperor and his family. The Colosseum was also equipped with a complex system of tunnels and chambers beneath the arena floor, which were used to house animals and gladiators, and to store props and scenery for various spectacles. Over the centuries, the Colosseum fell into disrepair and was damaged by earthquakes and other natural disasters. It was eventually abandoned in the Middle Ages and is now a popular tourist attraction in Rome. Visitors can explore the ruins of the Colosseum and imagine the roar of the crowds and the spectacle that once took place here. The Library of Alexandria was one of the largest and most comprehensive libraries in the ancient world, located in the city of Alexandria in Egypt. Founded by Ptolemy I in the 3rd century BCE, the library was designed to hold all the world's knowledge and became a center of scholarship and learning. It is believed to have contained hundreds of thousands of scrolls and other ancient artifacts. Unfortunately, the library was destroyed in a series of fires and earthquakes throughout history. The exact cause of its demise is unknown, but its loss was a significant blow to the ancient world. The Library of Alexandria continues to fascinate historians and scholars today. Its vast collection of ancient texts would have provided an unparalleled window into the history and culture of the ancient world. I hope you enjoyed this brief overview of ancient history. Don't forget to stay tuned for more educational videos. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.